is about to begin. West Virginia going up against Fisher. Two titans of the Eastern Conference about to battle and face off against one another. Let's get into the game.
This is easily the match of the day, everybody. The battle of the beasts from the east. Fisher want to topple the Northwoods in top 2, and West Virginian kids steal away 4th from Akron. We're near the finish line, Hurt.
Yeah, this is the last week of league play. Last time you can kind of make your mark, especially if you're in, that top group right there. Everybody's just kind of inching. It's like one spot or the other is kind of the most you can do. It's really about just finishing strong, and that's what a lot of these teams are trying to do. In particular, West Virginia. I know it was alluded to during the interview before. West Virginia just came off of a massive community event win. They played in my tournament where they went completely undefeated. Now, granted, Fisher College did not participate in it. Only Fisher Black did, but West Virginia did not lose to anybody, including the infamous Boise State right now that is also undefeated. So I heard that they were cooking up a little bit for this series. We're going to see if that's what they're doing, though.
Yeah, right. West Virginia are also on a 5-match win streak for CRL, 3-match win streak for Fisher College, and one of those win streaks is going to be broken in this first match. I'm glad we get to kick things off on this one. Okay, a bit of a high shot there, but quickly sent away. Fisher on the counterattack, but Tool is quick to take that ball away. Good pressure, though, from Money, hoping to send that over to Sosa on the right, who's still cooking up. Second touch, but collides with Angel. Fisher are working on something. Money gets past Tool with the demo from Kinsey. That was maybe going to be the recipient of the pass, and Fisher won't break through yet.
For now, they do get to at least break into the West Virginia half for a short period of time. Nice challenge there from Tool. Pops up into the sky. Don's got enough boost to take this to the corner, but doesn't quite bounce the way I think he might have hoped for it to. Instead, Money wants to start a transition. Tool's got other plans. He's headed right back into that Fisher half. Leaves it there for Daunt. No shot, at least into the net. Instead, it was a save that opens up the counter for Fisher. Here comes Sosa. 1v1 against Daunt in the corner. Daunt just takes this one to the sky, past the mid, and it's headed towards Money from the ceiling in the drop down. Tool trying to find it, but the clear comes through from Sosa, and this one gets saved. Follow up on target, but it's okay. Daunt has West Virginia red.
Yeah, Don just having low boost there, able to make something out of nothing. Still no goals yet, and the defense held strong for West Virginia. And it looks like Fisher just trying to connect with each other the same way Don said for West Virginia. Can you complete these passes? It feels like a slow enough game where both teams have time to kind of read the play and react appropriately. As Money kind of lost the ball going up the wall, so Sosa's forced to make a save, and he's able to follow up. He has Kinsey by his side. You see West Virginia racing back, and a good challenge from Don to slow down the play. Money now with control to flip reset, sent away. And it looks like West Virginia will be able to make it out.
Yeah, for now, the fact that it's been scoreless, and I say that as Kinsey approaches the net, but for it to have been scoreless his first 3 minutes really is a testament to how incredibly well West Virginia is holding up against Fisher. And I give the credit to them because realistically they're coming into this as the underdog, right? Fisher College, everybody, they're placing their coins on them. This is the school that you can 9 times out of 10 rely on. So realistically, you're waiting to see what is West Virginia cooking up. And right now, we know it's enough to hold them back, but where's the offensive cooking, right? Where's the strats to break through? I feel like it is going to take a little bit more creativity than just slowing things down. There's a nice attempt at a play there. Try to follow each other up and send it forward, but instead, it's another clear from Money. Angel tries to send it right back, but Sosa's got him red. Places this one into the corner, and West Virginia go back to the drawing board.
A minute 10 and 3 shots recorded by each, and Kinsey almost had his shot, but sent back. West Virginia's defense is so strong. Daunt first to the corner. Kinsey couldn't get a touch early enough. Sosa may have a chance here, and again, the defense steps up for West Virginia. So we're getting down to the wire with 50 seconds left. This could be just one goal to rule them all in game 1. As Sosa keeps the push going for Fisher. This is pressure mounting that West Virginia can't afford to make mistakes. Money places the shot Fisher get on the board first.
You talk about can't being afford to make mistakes, but it's out of your control if you're forced to make one. The bump coming out, just completely discombobulating the defense from West Virginia. And Fisher College, they get their 1-goal lead with 33 seconds to go. And it's West Virginia trying to make last heroic efforts here in game number 1. The pass over to Angel finds its way through. And the tying goal, the response comes out so quickly.
Don's been so good at just getting up high on the defense, but dropped it fast enough where the two defenders of Fisher were locked up, and you just had the one-on-one in the net. Great response by West Virginia, where all the action is happening in the last 60 seconds. Who will be taking the lead first, and it's West Virginia with the one-man advantage after the demo, so they go downfield with the ball. Tool to maybe dot there to the corner. Will have to fight against Kinsey and Money, spotting that mistake. Now a few more seconds, and it's Fisher with the ball, going to the blue end. Tool misses the challenge, the pinch down low. Money receives it to the upper corner! Fisher with the lead at the 1-second mark.
If you can't get past them, move them out of your way. That is exactly what Sosa did. Took them out, took Angel out of the play, made it an impossible shot to save. Completely open goal at 1 second left. This can pop up high, but it won't. It's straight hits the ground. Fisher College take game number 1, and really the whole game got played in that last 45 seconds. So that was intense, to say the least.
It was intense, just like the last time these two teams met at the CRL World Championship in the group stage. It was Fisher that won in game 5. So both these teams know they could trade shot for shot, blow for blow, and Fisher just narrowly inched out there at the last second. What a shot from Money. All the goals going to him. He's a star on that team.
He really and truly is. And honestly, I look back at these replays. It's going to be the tiniest replay package ever.
Right.
But it's just another testament to how good Fisher College is. And you hear the names, Money, Sosa, Kinsey, right? And you immediately think, oh, okay, this is in the bag for these guys. The experience level is, on another planet compared to most of these schools. But can't always count schools like West Virginia out, because like you said, right, their last matchup in CRL Worlds went game 5, and it's possible to take them the distance. You just need that little bit of added luck, or create a little bit of your own luck, right? Demo the heck out of them, get them off the field, do whatever you gotta do. But it's only game number 2 now between these two schools, very early on in the series, for West Virginia to show us the plan that we were hearing about in that pre-game interview.
Let's get into game 2. Yeah, and you said take them off the field. Well, West Virginia are known for exactly that. They're a lot more demo heavy, although we didn't see too much of that in game 1. Players like Dot and maybe Tool that have triple, if not double, if not triple the amount of demos that players like Sosa and Money have. So Fisher stand in their way. I'm sure West Virginia will have to utilize that as the pressure was there early. Bounces over to Angels, a tough bounce to control. And Daunt is trying to salvage the moment. Even so, he's able to slow down the counter push of Fisher. With Sosa removed, but he's in trouble. But a great touch over to the side.
Oh, here comes Daunt. He saw Tool. He's trying to get it down to him. He does, just in front of Kinsey. Cool. Tool, up in the sky. Sosa, cool enough to send it downfield, though. Kinsey continuing the play here from the corner. And Fisher College now, it feels like they have all the pressure. Even with low boost, it seems to never end. One nice pop-up. Follow-up shot doesn't quite come through. It's Angel with the save there. And here comes Kinsey right on, off the mark. And finally, West Virginia gets to breathe just for a short moment.
And Sosa almost had maybe a redirect opportunity, didn't have enough boost, attempted the backflip as Money attempted the double tap as two collide from Fisher to send that one home, but still West Virginia holds strong. It took so many attempts from Fisher until the last minute of play before Fisher were able to strike gold. And it's Money with the ball again, and Angel makes the save, and Fisher, can they keep the ball? Can they keep the pressure on? The offense is relentless from Fisher.
This one also does feel a little bit different. I feel like Fisher College, their shots are a little bit more off mark than they were in game number 1. when I think of Fisher, I think of quality over quantity. They are very methodical with a lot of the plays that they try to push forward. They don't usually do things with no intent. But for now, they're kind of like, if we throw this ball at that net 100 times, it's got to eventually make it in. And you know what? That's not a bad plan. If you have the opportunity and the space to be able to do something like that, by all means do it. But eventually, I'm thinking West Virginia might try and slow things down to take you out.
Oh my god.
Jeez, that felt slow motion.
Just Fisher shot after shot, and it feels like the biggest hope we had for West Virginia was at the start of the game, where their offense was knocking on the doors of that net. And still we go into the second half with no goal, no matter how many shots. What is it? 7 shots to 1 in favor of Fisher. West Virginia have struggled so much at crossing that midfield because every time they do, there's a touch over to the side, and Sosa has just been a bully.
Yeah, it really and truly is. The entire squad, I feel like, are low-key bullying West Virginia. It's like I said, they're just throwing shot after shot. They don't even mind if it's just off the mark, but it's the pressure of having to play constant defense from West Virginia that eventually, in theory, would just tire you out. And it's starting to work. These shots are getting closer and closer. Boosts starting to run out for West Virginia, and Fisher staying up high in those numbers. This ball heads over into the corner. West Virginia, you would think, gets to have their playmaker moment, but Kinsey has other plans.
Oh yeah, Sosa won't be able to touch this one. Tool to the midfield, and again, Money slows it down. Beats most of the players. He was in the one-on-one against Angel. And good slowdown, good defense once again from West Virginia, who, even though they've just been stuck on that blue half, they've been making all the saves to make this game this close. As Sosa with the demo onto Tool, he'll be first on the ball. It's a 2-on-1 with West Virginia with their backs against the wall. But these challenges have been so quality from this defense that it's taking so much hustle for Fisher to produce a shot that's threatening enough.
Yeah, it really is just kind of coming down to who's going to force the first defensive mistake. And you saw West Virginia trying to do that a handful of times. I've seen people push forward to try and initiate a demo or a bump play. Somehow Fisher just continues to walk away with this ball and clear it. This one gets sent up into the mid. Tool, finally a breakaway for West Virginia. That was as close as they've gotten. Are they going to respect the rule 1? They said no. It goes down. I don't know who broke it, but whoever broke it, the opposition gets to score. You're done. You're done.
You also gotta watch out for what Sosa's doing. He is constantly turning the play on its head. At least some threat being generated there by Angel. Last 10 seconds. Sosa's always the one starting that drive, but this time it has to be Angel. Money reads the bounce. It goes to Sosa, passing it over to his teammate who doesn't connect, and we go to OT in game 2.
Well, there you have it. Just another continuation of proving how close these two teams actually are this season. It felt a lot further apart, I would argue, last year, but West Virginia doing such a great job recently of trying to close that gap with anybody who really has just been above them. Nice bump onto Angel, but it's not going to stop West Virginia. Tool trying to carry this one forward. Money, the challenge from Angel, loses it. Sosa tries to get the clear. Don't loses the 50 over to Kinsey. It goes back, but West Virginia, great anticipation of where these free roaming shots are going, and they stay in control for now.
I feel like Angel's been really refreshing to see from West Virginia in this last minute or so. In the pass to Tool, he's the one who shines for West Virginia to tie the series.
Let them cook. That, I feel like, is what they were talking about. We were supposed to be waiting for the 3-man passing play at the end there from West Virginia to end it in overtime, tying up the series here. That looked good. And what is it with these two teams that they want to bring everything out in the last 30 seconds?
It's stressful, and now it's OT. Like, the next thing, if we're following this trend, we're just gonna get this 7-minute OT in game 3. Like, I'm feeling it. These have just been low scoring, but for West Virginia to lose game 2 after they were being outshot like double digits to like 3, it was insane how much Fisher were dominating this game while not actually scoring.
I mean, I feel like you can also, like a lot of the times you look at stuff like that, right? Where a team has like this insane amount of shots over another and you're like, oh, they're clearly the ones in charge. But on the flip side of things, you could look at it like maybe West Virginia was playing the patient game. Maybe they were trying to let Fisher kind of tire themselves out a little bit, right? Take all of these shots, get a little frustrated that they're not necessarily finding their way in through, and then West Virginia turns around in the last 30 seconds, they say, all right, dial it up to 10 and then just chunk that ball towards their net and let's pinball it in. That's exactly what they did, right? They just threw on all the pressure right at the end, and maybe Fisher was so used to being on offense throughout that particular game that it kind of caught him off guard a little bit, but either way it worked out, and now we're back at a tied series.
And although Fisher were putting on a ton of shots, Fisher seemed a bit more panicky on the defense, where they were diving to really make sure to send that ball to the corner. And West Virginia, and all it took was patience and one good pass to Toole to end that OT. Our series is tied 1-1, and Game 3 begins, where West Virginia had good signs of life at the start of Game 2. Now, Fisher, you can't get frustrated because you thought you were going to win and you lost an OT. This is where Fisher just needs to execute.
Yeah, definitely gonna need to be a little bit more thoughtful with where you're placing this ball on net now. Probably don't want to play the send 20 shots forward and none go in, but you can be 1 for 1 if you're West Virginia in this first 32 seconds.
Yeah, Don had to reset himself after that Game 2, came back into the lobby, and is now scoring like that. Don has been constantly that player, that leader that is setting up his team, going for challenges and communicating. And now he's the one who makes that solo play happen to get West Virginia on this early too. Usually we only get goals in the last minute, I should say. But Fisher are trying to get a response real quick.
Yeah, we're gonna see, can Fisher respond as quickly as we saw in game number 1? I think we've got an answer. It's yes. Sosa finds his way through, I believe, from a pass from Kinsey. This one came from the sidewall, just centers itself. Nice shot opportunity, easy slot in, and 1-1.
Wow, this game has changed a lot since our first 2 games. Here comes Angel soaring to the sky, down into the box. Sosa their first Toole. Late to the touch. Now Daunt patrols, has the corner boost. Kinsey, at least with the bump on the player, kind of shakes up possession, now giving Sosa a chance to rise. But just that touch, again, valuable there from West Virginia's defense to not let the ball get to that back wall. But what West Virginia were really good at in that game too were at least the attempts at the passes, and the final one coming true. See how they do on this next push.
Well, here comes Angel, tries to get the drop down center over to Toole, doesn't quite find his way through. Sosa had pulled out with the save. Angel, another shot, this time the crossbar is the one that keeps him out. Sosa from the backboard, nice touch on there to hold West Virginia back. And using all his boost, Angel tried to bring this one down, allowed Daunt a shot opportunity instead. It's gonna be Fisher on the transition. It was an infield pass if somebody wanted to take the opportunity to do so. Instead, Fisher College going back to what we saw more in game number 2, these wide shots kind of going to a little bit of a no man's land.
Yeah, and the ball is going from one side of the field to the other, so rotations are key. But oh, that was almost a missed toucher from Money from the pass from Sosa. That could have been huge for Fisher. You're not out of the woods yet, though, if you're West Virginia. And then Toole and Angel are working their way down the field. Good passing. Slowly but surely, West Virginia were working on an offense, but this is being turned around. Money to Sosa, trying to center out the ball, but with Kinsey missing, Fisher have to head back.
Oh, there's a double opportunity, and Daunt's gonna take it. Just enough in the tank to send this one, but it was such a great pass from Toole that Daunt, you didn't even have to have much left. He had nothing left. His car fell just enough to complete the double. West Virginia take a lead with half the game left to go.
Those passes are so good from West Virginia. Now Angel dropping over to Don, who's trying to dodge the challenge there from Money. Waits for his turn, and this maybe can pinch it to the net. Angel is able to get there in time, but it will be Fisher on the ball first. Dodging one challenge, passing it over to Sosa, but not on target.
Oh man, that's a Fisher play that you kind of see all the time, and you know they should be finding their way through. But like we said, West Virginia knew that they came in with a game plan, and I think it's a defensive game plan to say the least. They have held Fisher back for so long throughout this series. This could be dangerous as it crosses over to the net, but Money's going to carry it from one end to the other. Daunt's going to meet him in the sky, and the transition from West Virginia begins.
Oh, okay, that got real close. Fisher able to make it out, but Money has to race back. Daunt first to take the corner boost. Fisher may be stuck. And with Money gone, Sosa doesn't care. He's just soaring his way all the way to the blue half. But I think West Virginia are keeping their eyes on Sosa, who just has the highest score for Fisher, has been the best player on this team to produce so many opportunities. I think West Virginia are more aware of what it's going to take for Fisher to win. And with the last minute in play, we'll see if West Virginia can keep the lead.
Yeah, I think the thing that makes Fisher one of those scarier schools is the ability that at any time, any of those players can pop off individually, but now the same can be said for West Virginia, right? As time has gone on, these players have kind of found themselves in opportunities where they can do things on their own, and Daunt in particular in this series has done this so many times. Whether he has been set up for a shot or had the space to take his own, he is on target, ready to place it exactly where he wants it to go, and he's done it again.
An Angel with the nose down, just killing the ball and not letting that clear go through. Angel's been that longest standing player on the team, so consistent, just that all-around player that any team could profit from. 3-1, a nail is in the coffin with Fisher hoping that this next play goes through. That could give them a chance to tie things up, but it all starts with the midfield control, which Fisher is in, but Sosa's gonna need more assistance to keep West Virginia off this ball. But as the seconds drain by, West Virginia not only keep that lead, but extend it to 3-1, and we'll go to match point.
You could try and extend it to 4 if possible. This one technically is still in play. Sosa up in the sky. You know WVU just wants to kill this ball. Finally, it's going to hit the ground, though, and West Virginia take game number 3, and I believe we're headed to match point here. So that is a crazy situation. And situation is such like a specific word. Situation for Fisher to be in, because they literally are, it feels like, are never down.
Yeah, Fisher have been a top dog. They've been trying to be at the big kids table up the Northwoods and others, and just a win here would have been crucial for Fisher to try and take that second seed from, I believe it's Northwood White. But West Virginia, I know the desk were kind of more leaning towards Fisher as the higher seeded team, but West Virginia, they've been a good team. They've been on the cusp of being at the very top, and maybe some even consider them at the top. But to go and make Fisher sweat this much is really impressive.
It really and truly is. And honestly, I think it was Bates that went WVU. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Okay, I think Bates was low-key onto something. I would have gone the same in terms of predictions, and if you missed it, I said this before, and it also got said in the interview as well. West Virginia just came off of an undefeated run in College Clash earlier this past weekend. And like I said, granted, Fisher College did not play in it, but to have gone undefeated against so many of the other top CRL schools is massive. But in particular, they took down Boise State. And we had Bates ask that question before, if West Virginia were to go up against Boise State, who takes it? And I think Stacks and Daz, and maybe I'm wrong, said Boise, but I would have gone West Virginia.
I think you're onto something too. We talked about how West Virginia have a more demo-heavy play style, and this whole play kicks off because of a demo on the Fisher, and then the passes. West Virginia are getting better and better at finding each other on the field before Fisher can read the play. And that's a very early lead for West Virginia.
Yeah, very early. They might want to try and double it. This one gets cleared on back, Angel. Low boost in the tank isn't gonna scare him from carrying this ball away. It looks like a fake, but it's low-key intentional and not unintentional at the same time because it was really just low boost. But this one cleared all the way back into the West Virginia half. 30 seconds in, Fisher still haven't been able to respond to the initial goal that West Virginia found early in this game. There was an attempt at a clear. Thankfully, Kinsey has the read. Maybe Money does on this one as well. He does. And right now, it's just Fisher trying to get out of their own half.
West Virginia just pushing Fisher off the ball too and creating more opportunities. Fisher, though, quick to send it to the side. Sosa's getting stopped every step he takes. West Virginia is slapping him around, so Money has to get involved, and he had a much quieter game 3 than we know him for. And that's where West Virginia had to take it to the right side of the field, where Fisher were not stuffing them, but West Virginia from side to side. Angel has 2 players in his way. Fisher could be eventually pushing their way in. It's up to how Money deals with these 2 players. The bounce to the wall. Sosa was a little too far forward to do anything with that, though.
That was such a nice attempt at a play, and I'm so sad it didn't work out for Fisher. It was just right behind the mark, but now they're gonna try again here. Here comes Kinsey, infield center if anybody wants to take it, but it's actually Angel who does. Sends it upfield with Tool. Sosa tries to take that control back away from West Virginia. So they head on over to this blue half. Low boost all the way around though. It's Money. Goes around the corner. Gets sent back. This one could run away. Not quite fast enough as Kinsey's got the save.
Feels like Fisher are trying to help Sosa out a lot. I see Kinsey by Sosa's side, but I see Money diving the ball first, and look how that miscommunication just costed them. West Virginia will punish you.
I need to see it. So Sosa was just a bit too far forward and then tried to backflip, and once the backflip came through, nobody was in a rotational position to be back in time to save that ball. The transition is just too fast for Fisher to keep up with. West Virginia go up 2-0.
It's not how many times you fall, it's how many times you get up, and Fisher haven't scored yet. And despite only registering 2 shots, it's been tough for both teams to get something going. But Kinsey versus Tool. Tool beats him to the ball, and now Money's forced to make the save, but I thought he had that. I don't think he had enough boost.
He might have been low on... No, he had enough.
Oh.
It's a skill issue. It's
skill
okay.
issue, honestly. Oh, couldn't turn around fast enough. Fisher gotta communicate. 3-0. This is getting out of hand.
Yeah, this is definitely starting to run away with them right now. 3-0 with just over 2 minutes left to go. West Virginia really just giving it to Fisher right now. This one, nice clear upfield by Kinsey. Low boost in the tank. Hopefully the mid spawns, but no. It doesn't matter if you got it anyway. Mans gets demoed off the field, and West Virginia clear into the Fisher half. Tool from the backboard. Maybe somebody can take a shot. Angel's going low, but Money's got the save. The follow-up denied, and a minute 48. Fisher still cannot answer.
Oh, just tipping it past, though. Finally, Fisher are able to move downfield, but West Virginia using demos, and Fisher are not even safe in their own half. The challenge is the demos. West Virginia was choking them out, it feels like. Last 90 seconds, Fisher in the blue half. Kinsey waits for the ball to drop, but Angel was almost stealing it away. Money at least forces the 50 back to Kinsey, and Tool's there on the back wall as Money tries to read where this is landing, but it goes to Daunt. So Fisher have to use their own physicality, it seems, if they want to have a chance to climb back in this last minute, but West Virginia are not letting Fisher have the ball for more than a second, it feels like.
No, at some point when you're up this far ahead against a school like Fisher College and you're in the opportunity to go 3-1 against them, you don't even play Rocket League anymore. You are fully playing monkey in the middle with that school, and there is no way you let them have that ball for more than 10 seconds at a time, and that's exactly what we're seeing.
Oh, Sosa, the 50 that stalls. At least he's getting more backup, and that's what I wanted to see out of Fisher. Sosa's been that hero that can at least be that spark plug, right? To just start something. but it's been kind of a mix-up whether who steps up after. Is it Kinsey or Money? And sometimes those rotations are miscommunicated and you have these open net things happen. So with 13 seconds left, Fisher came back to life, but not in a way that got them any goals. If anything, West Virginia just putting more pain on.
Oh man, yeah, you're at that point, you're just kind of making a statement that you have the capability to continue to extend the lead and that you did not come into this, without a game plan. They were fully ready and knew what they wanted to do against this Fisher squad, and that's exactly what they executed out on the field. And now they can officially say West Virginia University went 3-1 on Fisher.
That is a feat that not a lot of teams can say they did. And West Virginia, this win means that they're competing with Akron for that 4th place. It all depends if Akron lose their next match, but there's a ton of scenarios. But West Virginia getting a better seed obviously gives them a better matchup in the playoffs, and dodging the Northwoods and hopefully Fisher, would be ideal for them when it comes to that. But what a statement, like you said, to shut out and also shut up Fisher with a 4-0, a 3-1, and it was no games were answered after that first one from Fisher.
No, it looked like as soon as they got that initial loss, and they being Fisher, it just looked like everything was so disconnected in terms of Fisher in their rotations. They looked like they were always either too close together or too far apart, or nobody could decide if they wanted to do individual or team plays at that point, right? But West Virginia knew exactly what they wanted from the jump. They knew that they wanted to work together to get around the Fisher defense, and that's exactly what they did. We saw it time and time again. The pass and plays come through, really just helping to extend the lead in the series time after time.
Time after time, West Virginia got better. Their passes were incredible. We were getting hyped up. I'm sure they were hyped up, but how did the desk feel? Because I seem to remember them predicting a lot of Fisher. I'm sure Bates will be yapping away, and you won't want to miss all of that on the other side of this break.